Welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil 6. We are on the top of the roof of this building. Well, obviously, if we're on top, we're on the roof. But we're on our way to hopefully get rid of Simmons for good. Ada's left us a gift, she said. And so I'm just kind of killing the last few zombies here to stock up on whatever it is that I can. And then we're gonna head on in, make sure that I'm all reloaded with everything.
Roger.
And this is the last room of goodies that I definitely want to collect.
This is bad. We gotta get to the helicopter.
And the final encounter will start when you climb this ladder, so just be ready for that. I'm gonna get my shotgun out, I guess. Do I have ammo for it? I do, so I think I'll be alright. Oh, so there's one little area left. There's just a bunch of skill points anyway. Alright, so this is the end. Here goes everything. So basically, as you can see, Simmons is able to regenerate damage he takes by absorbing zombies.
Alright, we need to ground this asshole.
Still trying to get rid of him.
As long as he's airborne, we're not
There's
going
a little bit of a
anywhere in
hint
that chopper.
here, if it wasn't completely obvious, but I'll go ahead and show off what's going on. Basically, he's gonna just attack us with his limbs. If you try to shoot his eyes, he'll actually cover them with his mandibles or whatever. And I'm not exactly sure what Helena did there, but that looked pretty cool. Anyway, the goal here is pretty much to shoot out his glowing sections with the well, they're darkened now, but you'll want to shoot the glowing sections to destroy his arms. Weaken him.
Go for his leg!
And when you shoot them, his arms will actually fall off. Oh, zombie, this is so much time.
I owe you.
So that is pretty much the way to destroy him. He actually preempted my thought process a little bit, but as you can see, there is a lightning rod here, and Simmons is a little bit silly in that he apparently doesn't notice it or whatever, but you can impale the zombies with the rod, which he just took again, but anytime he heals up, if he accidentally gets the lightning rod, it will damage him considerably, so that's the key to completing this fight. Whenever he's used it, of course the zombie will have died, and you'll want to find a new victim to cope with it. And basically he will absorb probably the zombie closest to him. It does seem like the AI tends to go for the lightning rod on occasion, of its own volition, but still a good idea to get rid of all the other zombies as well. Sorry, I thought there was a zombie there for a moment. Just to make sure that he does indeed go for the but anyway, so you'll want to shoot off all of his arms so that he will lose some of his footing here, and so his eyes are exposed now because his arms are mostly destroyed. And thankfully he was a silly boy and he picked up the lightning rod one yet again. Thinks he's gonna be all strong and revitalize himself, but... So the length of that fight, it kind of depends on... there's a section of RNG to it,
Bastard!
randomness. Just
for the
because
chopper.
it depends
The
on whether or not
floor is
he actually
unstable.
picks up the zombie that is impaled by the lightning rod. So that actually went relatively quickly. I did expect that to take kind of a long time, but it actually didn't. So that's okay. Kind of wanted to show off a little bit more of the fight, but I guess that's fine. But basically, you'll want to just destroy his arms. When his arms are all destroyed, he can't block himself because he'll fall on the platform. And then you can shoot his eye, or his eyes. And when you've destroyed them, he'll try to regenerate them by plucking a zombie. But if he picks up the one with the lightning rod, he'll end up killing himself. Because
Okay!
that's just what he does. So here's our wonderful parting gift from Ada, the helicopter. And she left us a rocket launcher, of all things, which is fantastic.
Oh, shit.
So Simmons just isn't giving up, but I think we can give him one last little parting gift, courtesy of Ada Wong. So you do have to pick up the rocket launcher, aim it, and shoot it at his face before he strikes you. So not even Simmons can withstand the rocket launcher. Gory of a way to go, but we're finally done with Simmons. And now we get the slightly cheesy death scene of his blood forming the umbrella symbol for the Umbrella Corporation on the floor here. So justice has been done, but still a little foreboding, a little creepy.
That's for my sister.
Come on. Let's get to the chopper.
Thankfully, Helena finally got to avenge her sister's death. And I still have the rocket launcher,
Let's get out of here.
but it's out of ammo. So I'm not sure why, but you basically just have to run to the helicopter, and then that is the end. And Ada left her compact, which is quite pretty, actually. I mean, we assume it's Ada's. It could just be some random chicks. Or some random dudes. But she actually left us a little chip here, which has valuable information.
Leon, this is...
Evidence that proves Simmons' guilt.
Which means it will prove your innocence.
Our innocence.
I don't need it.
Helena.
Good news, Leon. We found a way to defeat the virus.
Copy that. We're on our way back. See you soon. Let's go.
some nice credits here. So that is the completion of Leon's campaign, the final chapter there, and essentially a fourth of the game done. It was a lot of fun to play. I really enjoy his campaign. I think it's a good snapshot of Resident Evil quality and storytelling, and it's probably the most Resident Evil-centric, I feel, of the game. The other campaigns deviate a little bit from this, but they're also really interesting in their own way. So I had a lot of fun doing this one. I enjoy his chapter just for the kind of quintessential Resident Evil-ness at the beginning, and then it gets a little action near the end. And it's got some exciting, some boss fights and enemies. Ada shows up, you know, pretty cool stuff. So, basically, when you finish a chapter, you'll get some things unlocked, and then you can, of course, go back and replay any part of it that you want. If you missed any serpent emblems, or guns, or something that you want to go and collect, you can do that. If you feel like you want to farm skill points, you can do that as well, and stock up on those for later chapters. And from this point on, you can continue the game, which I will eventually get to. And I'm going to go in order, so the next campaign is going to be Chris's campaign. So we'll see what went on in his story, how they met up with Leon and Helena later. And if you haven't had a chance yet in the game, I definitely also recommend playing the Mercenaries. I haven't talked about it too much. I'll probably do a separate video highlighting how to play that mode, but basically the Mercenaries is a mini-game, sort of, well, not really a mini-game, but it's a separate mode that is just for fun. You get scores, and you can actually pick up skill points in there, and that's what I did when I started, just to make sure that I had a little bit of a boost, because I'm, again, not the best at this game, so I wanted to get some damage boosts and, you know, stuff like that. So I used the Mercenaries to get the skill points ahead of time so that I would have a little bit of an advantage, so I did sort of cheat there. A lot of these names for the cast are familiar if you play a lot of other video games. Troy Baker, of course, is a mainstay. There's a ton of games. Offhand, like, you know, he did Bioshock Infinite, was the voice of Booker there. And does a ton of other games. You'll definitely recognize that voice if you hear him again now. I do think it's interesting also that a lot of them did facial capture as well as just the voice. Usually a separate artist does the motion capture, but it's interesting that they would have the voice actor do the facial capture as well, because it's not really even their face that they're using. It's sort of, you know, a fake face. So that's interesting, I just think. Anyway, the other chapters, as I mentioned, are a little bit different, but I think they're still fun and interesting. I think this is unfortunately a weird place to make a break here, but I am running a little close to my time, so I'm going to have to stop the video here in the middle of the credits, and then we will just resume it next time. But thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, watch the credits till the end and honor those who helped make this game.